All three of us here, we love music.
Right.
We love art. We love culture, and I think it's good for us to recognize all aspects of the black experience, and for us, music is a great solace and a great escape, right? And so, we are always on this show gonna bring to you individuals and songwriters, musicians, creatives that we are inspired by, that we believe in, and we want you to hear more about. So we'll have a segment, art and life segment, as well as what we call life behind bars. So I'm gonna let my brother Mr. 700 kind of jump into that and talk more about that and what you got on the docket for today, my brother.
Play around with it because the beat is kind of just the same the whole way. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you can do with it, I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? As you go through it. So I'll go puff this blunt while you do that.
Let's get sick with the beat.
I think when you record music, a lot of times you record it in spaces. For like an artist, if you record in spaces, that means in every time frame you're not always gonna be in the same space, whether that's mentally, emotionally, financially, whatever it is. And so, like going through the songs, I kind of felt which songs came from what space or whatever the case may be, and then just kind of chose the songs that was based and like really fit the project that I'm working for. A lot of times with the music that I make, I try to make sure it all coincides together. So I took different songs that had different elements and that meant different shit to me and then put them together.
This mantra adopted, the closer you've gotten, the more resentment, repent for the wrongdoings to come. Searching for closure, the system fucking you over. Cost of overexposure, hold up. Word to the wise, the deceitful comes in disguises, ain't no surprises. I almost depict what niggas demages, convicted restrictions, abusive addictions. It's conclusive that we are merely amused for the system. Watch for the rules of the system, suspect never a victim.
It's 13 songs. I'm gonna call it an EP anyway because I think you should be able to creativity. You shouldn't be consumed by what somebody else thinks or how many songs something should be. So as you get towards the end of it, you'll kind of hear what the overall theme of it all is. I don't really have a name for the project yet, so we just kind of leaving that up in the air. It's kind of like even with the cover art, it's still in the air. But shout out to Necessary. That's who does every album cover that I have. So we're gonna keep that consistent. But no, I think the production is really what does it. And the choice of producers and like I think a lot of times you get producers and you want to take their best beat instead of what beat fits you best. And so I think I went into this with that mindset. Like I don't want to do nothing just because the beat is dope no more. Like it got to be something that really calls at me. So it may be some shit that even other people don't understand, or you may not have felt it the same way that I felt it, or if you had the same choice of it to have it. But I think it's important to do what you want to do for the sake of doing it.
Pay for the wrongdoings to come, searching for closure. The system fucking you over, the cost of overexposure. Hold up, word to the wise, the deceitful comes in this. Oh, after hold up. Fucking you over, the cost of overexposure. Hold up.
Yeah. But I think it's all a certain kind of music. I don't really aim for singles and shit like that because I think that's for a different type of leverage when you record music. I think if your goal is to have a song on the radio, if your goal is to have a single smash and all that kind of shit, then yeah, you aim for that. But when you just make music for the sake of making it and for the art of it, you kind of can do what you want to do. So I think I'm going to treat every song on here like it's a single. I'm going to push them all the same. So after this, we'll get a chance to kind of go back into the songs that we have left over. Which ironically will probably be from the same group of producers minus a few, just for the consistency to get the songs out. And then from there, who knows what'll happen. I know a lot of different things in the works, but as far as music goes, I'm open to whatever. So production-wise, that's what I'm probably most proud of with the whole project. I think that'll probably shine. And then just the quality of the engineering, I don't think that gets enough credit. So like having somebody that can mix your music the way you want it mixed and for it to be presented the way it needs to be presented, I think that accounts for a lot too. So I don't want to devalue that at all. I think that's a very important factor. So I think when you hear this, you'll kind of appreciate that as well. Like instead of just hearing bar for bar, I don't want to just rap everybody to sleep, I think. But as far as quality as a project, you'll get exactly what you're aiming for.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch for the. Yeah. Never. I vote CD, nigga.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, what it comes to, the art and life / life behind bars segment is pretty much structured or set up in a way to shine a light on the independent artists of the world. So we'll pretty much use this section to highlight artists of all sorts, from different cultures and creative spaces. Some versions of life and art will contain a visual representation of the artist, so we may have some time where it's a short video, maybe 3.5 to 4 minutes, for you to be able to kind of get a glimpse into what they do, who they are as a person, and some things that they may have coming up in the works. And then for our YouTube audience, you'll get to see that. Unfortunately, for those who listening in, you'll have to go check out the YouTube and see what we have for those segments. We'll also have interviews with the artists from time to time, along with any open forum discussion that may pop up with the artists as well. So I'm really excited to bring this brand of content to you all. The Life Behind Bars is pretty much a behind the scene look into the creative process of the music creation. So it's a little bit different than the art and life section. The aim with that is just to provide an introspective look into what goes on behind the scenes to create some of the content that we've all grown to love so much. So I know a lot of times, we got favorite songs or you see your favorite video, but you never really know what goes on behind the scenes with your favorite artist. And sometimes that'll alter the way you view an artist. If you see, hey, he don't even write his own music, or, he ain't making those beats himself. Dr. Dre got Scott Storch in there. Those things that create conversation and things like that, which is kind of why the Versus series blew up, because a lot of people didn't know a lot of these producers and artists was behind a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? So just something like that to kind of give you a behind the scenes glimpse into it. And then both of these segments will be presented relatively the same, so just kind of expect that from that. We'll also have a Spotify playlist associated that'll be created by me and the homies here. So, and it'll feature our favorite artists at the time, anybody that we know that got some dope shit out that's just willing to kind of, come in and or not necessarily come in, but send in any music that you have or anything like that.
Absolutely, and I think the main thing for us is that we're talking about individuals that are on their independent grind, free of major label bondage. Right. I'm going to be very clear. Major labels are not friends of musicians, and they manipulate. And for us, I think we can all agree that time is coming to an end. And so for us here on this show, we want to make sure that those that are not getting their fair share of publicity, they're going to get that here. And we're going to make sure that we highlight individuals that are on that independent grind, not so they can get signed, though, so they can maintain independence and generate revenue for themselves, own their own master recordings, and build their brands that help their families grow so that we can create more black wealth within arts and media and entertainment. And that's going to be our contribution. I think I'm real excited, man, about Your Life Behind Bars. I've already got a sneak peek of the first one that we put together. You can go to It's AllOva Media on YouTube, and of course, follow, subscribe, all that, and you'll see kind of how we set it up and frame it. But it's real thoughtful. Kaution, you did a great job. I think just kind of putting yourself as an artist and a creative yourself. What I noticed is that you do a phenomenal job kind of making other artists feel comfortable in that space, and they're open to talk to you and give you information, and it's not like having a journalist or somebody else that's going to use that information to put a creative headline on or to get impressions, but it's really for the purpose of understanding who they are, where they come from, why they make what they make, and how we can support them on their journey. And so I'm excited about this segment. I'm also excited just about other creatives in general. I think that one thing that if you look through society, we have in the last 30 years kind of get pigeonholed into this one space of creativity, right? Where we are more than just rappers, right? Black people create all kinds of things. If you look over the course of American history, we've created jazz, we've created blues, we created rock and roll, we created soul, we created R&B, disco, funk, and even EDM, electronic dance music, started with house music from a warehouse DJ in Chicago who was taking house records and disco records and speeding them up to different BPM to make house records. That's how EDM was birthed and all the different subsets of that genre. So I love the fact that we're going to not only feature musicians, but but people that are phenomenal painters and artists. You know, we've got some like, you know, Clark, you're a sneakerhead. You got some sneakerheads out there, man, and those that are making sneakers that are putting dope murals on shoes.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that is art and life. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So, you know, we're gonna have a little bit of all that. We're gonna highlight those that are creating music and artistic expression that bless us and make us feel good in our spirit, because God knows we need it right now for sure.
What's the email address on that they, if they want to send over any submissions or any requests to be a part of it, what's the email address that they reach out to?
Yeah, go allovaradio@gmail.com right now. That's where we'll get any submissions for the music to be featured, and we'll go through a vetting process. So listen, if you send us some boo-boo, okay, I, Loudmouth, will tell you that it's boo-boo, and the two gentlemen here beside me will also attest to that. I will say it respectfully, and I will give you things to work on, because I want to uplift and not tear down.
So you're not just getting tore down, you're actually getting valuable information from somebody that it really matters. It's somebody who I've always looked to for, you know, for knowledge or insight into what I've done as an artist. So it's very valuable, and I know as an individual what that means as an artist, to be able to get honest and critical feedback, you know, at a time where most people just pat you on the back and be like, "Oh, bro, that shit's knocking."
Yeah, that was good.
You know what I mean? So it matters. Like, that's a big
nah.
deal. So that's a big deal, man.
Yeah, and that's part of my problem too with the elitist American music industry. They walk around with their nose snubbed up as if they're too good to give insight and consultation, unless they're able to monetize, because they love money more than they love music. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again, and I'll say it to their face if they ask me. But you know, the thing about it is, when you submit to South by Southwest or you submit music to an A&R, it's crickets. No feedback. So I don't know if it's cowardice or arrogance, but either way, it's unacceptable. And so I've always felt like I owe somebody the respect as a man, you know, to say, hey, listen, I hear what you're trying to do. You're missing the mark here or there. You know, you need to work on this, work on your cadence. You know, your songwriting needs to improve here. Hey, listen, the instrumentation is not that good. Production quality needs to improve, and give valuable insight and feedback so you can go back and take that and improve your craft. Because my desire is to help you as a musician get better, not to just make money off you. I give insight all the time and don't get a paycheck for it. You know, because I value that. And so, you know, allovaradio@gmail.com is the email address if you want to submit music to us for consideration.
Say it one more time.
allovaradio@gmail.com.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it is. And again, please don't send us like scratch tracks. Like, make sure you got an Instagram page and a Facebook
you know what?
page.
I don't really think we should even be accepting like MP3s and shit like that. Like if you don't have your music license and able to send me a link to Spotify or
Spotify link.
That's enough
Spotify,
work.
iTunes
because
link.
then we can't really even put you on the playlist if you don't have a
Absolutely.
It doesn't even matter. I'm not gonna upload your music for you to Spotify to have it put on a playlist. Like, no.
Yeah, you know someone gonna do that. Hey, man,
it's simple.
I just laid this down yesterday,
so,
man.
you know, if you got some links to what you have, we can listen to your MP3s, but if you want to be on the playlist and you want to be considered for, you know, to have a segment on Life Behind Bars, like if y'all get a chance to see it, it's not really one of them things where we sit and ask you 3 questions and go from there. This is us coming in your environment and you showing us how you work. And I may even throw one question at you the whole time, and then the rest of it is just you doing what you do. And we recording it. And shout out to my guy B Original, my boy BMZ. That's who does the filming for the Life Behind Bars as well.
What's up,
shout out to him. You know, that's also somebody that helps me make it happen. So, but yeah, if you got it, send it over. allovaradio@gmail.com. And again, any kind of all over radio.
There you go.
At Gmail.
Don't give them no excuses not to get this shit in. People are like, oh, you said it one time, but audio was messed up. No, we're going to remind you.
Not in podcast suites.
That's how you submit right now. So it's not gonna stay that way.
This is get it while it's hot.
For real. Because the submission process is gonna change as we continue to move forward. But that's what it is right now. And we honestly, you know, you can thank, you know what I'm saying, Kaution for dropping that, because I wasn't going to drop that for y'all, but he loves y'all. So he decided to drop that, and now I'm going to be the one that got to sift through emails.
Not just forward me the dope shit. Like when you hear something, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. First 15 seconds, that's how I am with music. You got the first 15 seconds with me. Exactly. I don't care if you got an intro, that intro better be stupid. You better be killing that electric guitar or whatever it is you playing at the beginning for that 15 seconds.
You better turn into Jimmy fucking Hendrix.
I'm not giving you more than that. I'm not. But if you got something, I'm gonna listen to it. Listen, but I do that anyway though. Like I'm that person where if you online and you post your link to your music and you somebody that I see all the time and you throw up I literally just did it today. Shout out to Selly Sell. New project. He actually works with a good guy of mine that's from Denton, Texas, by the name of Izzy the Kid. Izzy's produced for a ton of people. Rick Ross. Just a ton of big artists and all
Dallas
that.
producer scene is fire.
Listen, that's where it is. But shout out to him. I just listened to his project today. He posted it. He didn't send it to me. I just listened to it and I liked it. You know what I mean? So that's how I operate. So I'm not really opposed to it. I like great music though. And I know they do too. So just be mindful of what you're sending, man, because it's gonna get critiqued.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was good, man. I can't wait for that. You know, you can hear probably all of our excitement in our voice, man. We really do cut for independent musicians, man. And you have an ally and an advocate here at AllOva Radio for sure.
It's all over.